All right, I'll go ahead and call to order this meeting of the Executive Committee of the Waste Reduction District of Monroe County. It is Tuesday, April 1st, 2025. And we have all three Executive Committee members here. Kate Wiltz, Julie Thomas, and myself, Isabel Piedmont Smith. So let's start with the Executive Committee meeting minutes, and we have two sets of minutes, one from our regular meeting on March 4th and one from the meeting with the Rocky Mountain Institute about possible solar installation on March 24th.
Piedmont Smith did provide via email some typographical corrections. Do have those incorporated into versions here for signature. Did not receive any other comments or corrections.
I didn't.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, we can have a motion for approval.
I move that we approve the minutes from March 4th and 24th. Second.
Yeah. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Those minutes are adopted. I have a question. Do we need minutes for the meeting with the first meeting we had with that was arranged by the Environmental Resilience Institute?
There was not a quorum of the executive committee or the board present.
Okay.
That was not advertised as a public meeting.
Okay, just making sure. So then we have the Board of Director meeting minutes from March 13th. Are there any?
I'm sorry, Ms. Wiltz, was the motion for both sets of minutes?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Are there any comments or questions on these minutes that need to then go to the board? You've got my corrections.
Yes.
Okay. Moving right along, we have the lease agreement with Monroe County Commissioners for the county extension services.
Back again. So if you recall, this was in the packet last month with a request to hold it till we did get response from the Commissioner's office and input from county legal. That has happened. And you do have in your packet the version of the lease that was approved by the county commissioners at their meeting on March 27th. I would note what's one change that I apologize did not make it into the memo. There is in your packet on page 15 of the packet, which is actually under section 10, which starts on the previous page of the agreement. There in the first paragraph, there's a sentence added. This is regarding the payments for housekeeping, utilities, lawn care, and all that. That just allows for the amount to be amended at any time during the term of the agreement by mutual written consent of both parties. And county legal was agreeable to that language.
And that, I had a question on that. Would that be an amendment to this lease document then? Would that be legally like incorporated if both parties said, okay, it's going to be $750 or something?
Yeah, it would then become a part of the lease agreement, and from that point forward, that would be the agreed upon amount would be the new amount.
Okay, so it would be an amendment to this agreement.
Yeah.
So it would, right, have to get the commissioner's approval.
Yeah, both. Yeah,
That's the other.
both parties would have to agree to the new amount.
So the commissioners lease the space for the extension.
Yes. Yeah, that's
Is that part of the county?
part of the agreement with Purdue that
Duties.
the hosting
Okay.
county. Yeah, the hosting county provides all the space for them.
And I see Purdue has been removed. So it's just called County Extension Services now. In the lease agreement, I think it used to say Purdue, which is fine.
Well, they are. It is an affiliate of Purdue, but I believe in each county the name is X County Extension Services.
right, are there any questions on this? Concerns? Do we need to, we don't need to vote to forward this to the board, just. And all agree that it should go on the agenda.
There's no objections to putting it on the board agenda.
And then we have a resolution to accept assignment of judgments from Monroe County, Indiana.
Ms. Wills probably is more familiar with this than I am at this point. If, as in the memo on page 19, we discussed this during our budget preparation last year because we added a line for court order remediation expenses. And part of the reason and purpose for doing that was because the county attorney's office has begun pursuing legal action for some cases where we don't get voluntary compliance from the property owner to clean up the violations and then in turn get the order to for the district to hire a contractor and go in and get it brought into compliance and then put a lien on the property. The issue we've run into with that is with the county attorney's office initiating the action, that the county is listed as the lien holder or the plaintiff in that case, and not the district. So the county attorney's office wanted to clean that up and to have some official documentation in place to allow for the county to transfer that judgment to the district. So you can see on page 22 of the packet is the resolution the county council has previously adopted, where there is a section in the state code that does allow the assignment of judgments. So that's what the county's saying that they'll do in these particular cases where the district has incurred the cost to bring a property into compliance. They'll assign that judgment to the district. So our resolution is just a formality of, yes, we'll accept that assignment and recoup whatever portion of the cost that we can when the property transfers hands.
Sounds good.
Hopefully pretty cut and dry.
Now that I know what it is.
Hopefully we'll actually get some judgment funds coming away.
Well, we do have some. We just
You have to wait until the property transfer.
yeah, we have 2 or 3, but yeah, we won't unless the property owner elects to pay off the amount ahead of time. We won't recoup the money until the property transfers hands, and then depending on how many liens are against the property and what other debts are owed on it, we may or may not recoup the full amount.
Do you have a ballpark idea of how much we have incurred that could possibly be paid to us?
It's under 10,000 at this point. And that's just 3, maybe 4 judgments that we've acted on.
Okay, thank you. And then we go to the annual Monroe County landfill financial assurance.
At this point for us at staff, it's an annual housekeeping measure. But the administrative code in Indiana, there's a requirement for landfill owners to provide an annual financial assurance demonstration for the closure of an operating landfill and post-closure, estimated post-closure cost of landfills that are in closure, which we are. Again, we've done this every year, and so in beginning on page 27 of the packet are the updated closure cost estimates from our engineering firm. In the memo on page 24, you can see it's down a little over 92,000 from what it was last year, which is nice to see. I believe last year it actually increased because of the inflationary factors that go into producing those cost estimates. So
So this is like the backup. If the district cannot pay the closure costs, then we count on the county.
Yeah, and we've, to this point, we have not had any problem absorbing the management and maintenance of costs of the landfill under our operating budget. So, unless the district were to go away, I don't foresee it being a problem.
This was very confusing to me when I first joined council. It's like, we're doing what? What are we signing our lives away for?
That's right.
Where's the way back in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, as it says in the memo, there's 7 different mechanisms that are available in the rule for an entity to make that demonstration. And then as a government entity, we're allowed to do the government financial test option, local government financial test option. So basically, that's the county saying, as a taxing entity, we will assure that the funds are available if the district can't do it.
Question.
Yes.
Does this agreement impact our ability to borrow or bond? And
The counties?
yeah,
That is a good question, and that's not been posed.
The amount's not,
it's not
Yeah,
that big, but
it
does it
sounds-
pile on?
I imagine it might, but the amount is so small.
It's an insignificant amount compared to,
Right.
Yeah,
the county's annual revenues and such are,
but if it were larger, I imagine that would be some, because that would be a debt that we may have to pay.
We
but
paid it.
it doesn't compound year over year. I actually, like I said, last year was the first year the amount increased. It was a small amount, but that was due to the inflation, and this year it's down about 92,000. I want to say before the increase last year, it was dropping a little over 100,000 a year. And so there is some economic factors that go into producing the cost estimates, and there's a formula that is dictated by the state, how those cost estimates are calculated.
But the commitment from the county government is always just for 1 year at a time, right?
No, you have to make the financial assurance demonstration annually. And it would only come into play if the district was unable to,
Right, that's what I'm saying.
if for some reason that the state took away our ability to levy a property tax, which would be catastrophic for the district in a number of ways. But that the county, in essence, under this, would be obligated to fund what we're currently doing on an annual basis until the district is able to financially take that back on, which could be a year. It could be the remainder of the post-closure period. It would all, depend on what the situation was that impacted the district and how it recovered from that moving forward.
But the county government makes that commitment for a 1 year period and then recommits. So I understand if something were to happen in this year period, the commitment of the county would be indefinite until this debt is
If something were to happen in the next year and the district dissolved, it no longer existed, at that point, then the county is on the hook for the remainder of the post-closure period until or unless some other entity took it over or was created to do that.
This is a little bit different in that we're on the hook for the rest of it anyway. I mean, we're on the hook. Let's just say we missed some deadline and didn't sign it next year. And then I'm just catastrophizing, but simply.
No, if the council said no, but did it the previous year, what would that mean? That in essence is what
That would be one way, yeah.
And I would want to go look that up, but I believe that the county would still be on the hook until the district was able to make that demonstration another way.
Really?
So,
But again, we need to make a distinction between making the demonstration and actually incurring the costs of doing the work. If the district is still there and still doing it, the county's not expending any money, even though they've, have committed to making the financial assurance demonstration.
This is a lot like the stopgap funding that's in place whenever the county or the city does a bond.
mhm.
Where will you get the money if there was an emergency?
We're like co-signing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's all.
And this is the annual check to see if we still have a job. They want the co-signer to have a job.
and that's, yeah, that's
Oh, I think so.
what it is. And again, it's, it only means something if the district is unable
Right.
to fulfill its responsibilities for post-closure monitoring and maintenance.
Great. Any other questions or concerns about that item? And we can move on to any other topics of deemed appropriate. Who's got something?
I got some. That was have you had a chance to look into that Hep B program for other plastics?
I have, I actually have, I have not talked with Hefty directly, but I've talked with Rumpke because they actually do that program out of their Cincinnati
Right.
operations. And at this time, I mean, two obstacles.
Mhm.
Currently, Hefty does not sell the bags here. The bags are sold through Hefty, so they would have to make them available at local store.
Yeah, but you can actually buy them online.
Oh, you can't? Okay.
And
Can you step back a moment and give us an overview of what this is?
Yeah, the Hefty Renew program is a program designed for hard to recycle plastics. And similar to our orange bag program, it is an orange bag, but they sell a special bag that you put, your plastic bags, your straws, your fast food cup lids and stuff in, and then you have to have a vendor facility that will accept those and then get those shipped off to Hefty.
And I will note to the point about local stores, I know we've had issues with Walmart, but Walmart and Target carry those bags online.
Okay.
So which tells me we could probably get it into Target stores and maybe find another way to locally offer it and figure that, I mean, because I know that's part of it is you have to buy their stinking bags, but.
So, and then the other, and not that they're the only option available with the two I've talked to, because I know they're involved in it, but Rumpke's facility here, they're not set up to do that at this time.
Okay.
Not saying that they won't look at doing that in the future.
Okay.
But right now they're not. I know that, Republic, that's the other transfer station in the county, they're not doing it. So we have to find, if we're able to make the bags available, and even if the district would accept the bags, we still have to find a way to get them to a Hefty facility.
Okay. So the question then is to Rumpke as to whether or not this could be merged with the Cincinnati Hefty program. And if they were willing to take this on, how much would they have to have volume wise to do it? I think that would probably be the issue. The other thing that the site says is that if you live in an area where grocery stores recycle plastic bags, they prefer that you not put plastic bags in as matter that into the, and so so that would
Limit the volume.
right, and that was a concern for me. But Kroger's the only one I know that takes a range of plastic bags, like the dry cleaner kind of bags and bubble wrap, stuff like that. So
I'm not sure. Like Walmart took their bags back.
right,
I don't know that they
and
take.
Fresh Time will take they're called t-shirt bags, right? So
Right.
they'll be at those special, and I know
Yeah.
Fresh Time takes those, but they don't take all plastic
But
bags.
Kroger will take.
Fresh takes a range of plastic bags.
Like bread bags.
Yes,
Mhm.
yeah,
Different type of plastic.
not freezer bags, so, but bread bag, bubble wrap. That clear plastic bag you get when you get something packed and shipped, that kind of stuff they'll take.
Yeah.
But yeah, that worries me that we might not have enough, volume, and I don't know how we can gauge an interest among people who go to the rural sites. Because it seems to me that one of the things we could do is expend a little money and just have a bin with bags in it and,
Well, and
and have people
we did that,
leaving.
yeah.
leaving their bag.
Be similar to when we were accepting plastic bags.
right.
We just had a tote at the sites for
Right.
plastic bags to go in, and we could set up something similar.
But it'd be like
Specific
with
to
one of the
the
hefty bags
hefty
inside and
bags,
then,
yeah.
somebody have to keep replacing it, but
But at this time, not something we could immediately consider doing because we have to find out where they're going to go and how we're going to get them.
right,
But it's something to keep an eye on, and particularly if Rumpke is going to expand it to facilities beyond the Cincinnati area, then
Yeah.
it certainly becomes a lot more feasible to do.
well, I think that would be the request I would recommend that we make is to Rumpke is to look seriously at incorporating this and that you're very serious about, because that's a range of products that we cannot recycle right now that ends up in the landfill. Just, I think we should look seriously at anybody that can offer that kind of a program. And I know that TerraCycle with wax cartons, right?
Well,
There's supposed to be something like that.
Rumpke will accept in the cardboard juice and like milk cartons.
Okay,
So when we switch in June, when we switch over to Rumpke, we'll
okay,
be able to.
okay, so we don't need
Yeah,
it for that as well. Okay.
it's not a significant number of different things, but
That's a big one.
when we
that's a-
switch,
that's a big
when we
one.
switch in June, there are some things that we can't currently take.
Right.
We'll be able to
That'll
start
be
taking.
good. So, yeah, that'll be really good. So you were saying that someone else is offering a similar program to what Hefty's offering?
No, I said the Hefty Renew setup is similar to our orange bag program.
Got it.
It's a special bag.
Got it, okay, all right.
Yeah.
I just didn't.
And they're
know if
both
there was
orange,
someone else.
which.
I think that's okay. I mean, if you've got a bin that says Hefty
Yeah,
bag only,
well, there's always ways to make it work. But,
yeah,
So TerraCycle doesn't have an equivalent thing.
Doesn't what?
Doesn't have an equivalent thing.
Not like this. I mean, TerraCycle breaks down what they take into more specific categories or individual items and then provides a box for those items that you then ship back to them. And we're doing that with through our household hazardous waste department. I think it's a Gillette program, but they'll take any disposable razors. And I think it's a Colgate program, but they'll do any toothpaste tube and some toothbrushes. And we are doing that at our house hazardous waste department. And it's something we probably need to promote a little bit more. We're not doing a large volume of that right now. But we get that's about a 3-gallon size box. And when it's full, we ship it back to them and get an empty one.
and can you look into other things that TerraCycle recycles? Because I think they do like ink pen and disposable pencil program. I think they have a lot of other things. And if we can really kind of hit a lot of that all at once, that'd be great. Especially if we could get little containers set up in the rural sites, because they're not heavy to move. I mean, it's not big, huge bunches of anything.
Kayla actually has really done a lot of investigation into
Mhm.
TerraCycle and has a lot of information from them. That,
Wow.
but we can, probably something we need to dig back into.
Okay.
We got into it and picked the razors and the toothpaste stuff
Sure.
to run. Let's see how this works. And then, how do we expand it out to the rural sites? How do we incorporate other materials into the program? But maybe it's time to start looking at those questions.
Okay.
Question. Is there, maybe this already exists, but do you work with the schools on the TerraCycle program to coordinate?
Oh, it's not at this time, but we could certainly reach out to them. It will probably be some of the things that TerraCycle does, the school system could probably do on their own. They would have enough volume for that.
We did it just at Benford Elementary for years with the juice.
The pouches. Yeah, they do those at TerraCycle.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. I mean, stuff like that was obviously high volume for schools.
Pens and pencils are huge.
Yeah.
Things that sit in the lamp forever.
Yeah, I know TerraCycle has a program for the fast food ketchup and sauce packets. So.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome. That's awesome. As somebody who never eats fast food, that's awesome.
Well, those things are everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even when you ask for them not to be included.
But if we had individual boxes at the sites, they could just be mailed from the sites. I mean, they wouldn't even have to be moved really. They could just be filled up there and
So what,
instead of just in one place.
what are our expenses with TerraCycle? Do we pay for the shipment?
I mean, unless it's
Cover that.
changed, it's been a long time since I've done it, so
The
free.
majority of their programs are at no cost.
And they pay back some stuff, at least they used to for.
I don't know.
It might have had to have been a
I
nonprofit.
don't know that they're offering money for anything at this time, but the majority of it is no cost to whoever is running the program.
That's
Cool. They ship you the box, you fill it up and ship it back.
Well, I think we do need to get the word out better and signage. It's been a few months, but when I toothpaste tubes and razors, there was no sign, like I had no idea.
We don't let city council members.
They saw me coming, they hit everything. No, so I had to ask somebody, so.
Okay.
I know the person that I asked said, yeah, we need to, check the things and make sure they're eligible. We don't want you to just put it in a container, and I can understand that.
Yeah, and that was part of the reason of let's start doing it. It has, the household hazardous waste department, and see how it goes and what kind of contamination or inappropriate items get brought in before we just threw it out at the rural sites where it wouldn't be able to be policed or monitored very well. Yeah. We can certainly look at promoting that and see what other types of materials we can consider processing through that.
Any other items for discussion?
I hate to do it because we just updated the vendor list last month and then turned around and got we had two name change notices from vendors after we did that. Tressie also discovered that I somehow inadvertently left our lab for landfill water samples off the list and resolution that you saw last month.
How can that get added to the agenda for?
That's basically my question is if I hate bringing stuff to the board consecutive months like that, but
add it.
I think we need to get this, get it done just for the sake of having it. Since everything gets brought back to the board at every meeting and retroactively reviewed and ratified, if we happen to inadvertently pay something that's not on the list, as long as it still gets ratified at the meeting.
I'm fine with it being on the agenda.
But yes, the preference would be to bring the vendor list back to the board again for an update.
Yeah, we have several other items, but they're all going to be short, I think. So let's add that.
Okay. You can do it.
I don't think you should hesitate bringing that to the board, even if it's every month.
Yeah, it's easy.
It's important that it gets done.
So one thing I mentioned to Tom via email is the city's Earth Day celebration on April 19th. It'd be great to get a table there.
Well, actually, I
Did you find out anything?
either missed or was not informed. Lisa already has the table
Oh,
registered for us. We will be there.
Nice.
let's try to get some more CAC members.
That's what your Instagram post was?
Yeah.
Nice. I liked that. Terrible at social media, but
Yeah, and we have some literature, a flyer to promote and recruit people to the CAC. So I'll make sure we have some of those at the Earth Day event.
Yeah, I think you'll get a receptive audience there. Anything else? Anything from CAC? No?
No, I don't think so. We've just been continuing to discuss the Caldwell additions.
Oh, yes. Should we follow up on that, Tom, today? Because, of course, Kate and Julie didn't
Well,
cover that visit.
Well, I mean, I was gonna do a report, a summary of that at the board meeting,
That's fine.
since we didn't have a full contingent at the last meeting, because I intended to report on it then.
Okay.
We had a couple of things I said we were gonna hold off on till the next board meeting, because we only had 4 there last time.
And the solar was the other one.
Yes.
Yeah, I think these are really exciting possibilities. Of course, the Caldwell quote was quite expensive. But hey, we got money. So it takes to see. It's the biggest bang for the buck.
And interestingly enough, their sister company, Caldwell Environmental, is one of our name changes. They just bought one of our HHW vendors.
Teresa, anything from the controller's office?
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay, well, that is, that's everything. I guess we can go ahead and adjourn.
Good.
Thank you all.
yeah.
Thank you.